This is the Epitaph. Unlocked at Master Rank 8, this weapon was added in the 30.0 update together with Sevagoth. It is one of Warframe's most used secondaries, widely known and used for its priming capabilities, which is where you apply a large amount of status effects onto a single enemy to boost damage through mods such as Condition Overload or Galvanized Aptitude. But what if I told you that the Epitaph can do more than just priming? So how do we get these insane damage numbers? The Epitaph is one of the guns in Warframe that has multiplicative condition overload, or multiplicative CO, but only on direct damage. This means that in this case, Galvanized Shot functions as a separate multiplier. On the Epitaph specifically, this is multiplied an additional 2 times from fully charging your shot. Going for headshots will then completely overcharge the damage you deal. With the right combination of abilities and arcanes, you are even able to hit well above the maximum damage possible. Because the Epitaph has innate impact, puncture, slash, cold, and blast, adding Viral from Nourish as a subsume ability gives us 6 free status types to skill with Galvanized Shot, without using a primer. With a 60% increase in fire rate from Reinforced Bond using Wyrm Prime with calculated redirection, we get a fire rate of 2.4, which exactly sits below the 2.5 requirement for Hemorrage. Thus, we can use Hemorrage to proc slash in 70% of all charged shots, since charged shots on the Epitaph are guaranteed to be impact damage. Because we will most likely have 10 stacks of Viral from the uncharged shots, we are able to deal slash procs that bypass armor well into the tens of millions on occasion. The Epitaph is also a good candidate to use on Nezha, with his new augment, Divine Retribution, because you can prime and apply slash procs all with the same weapon. This then enables up to a 39.2 meter nuke that ignores line of sight. For the Epitaph build, I'm using the following. Make sure to select the correct Bane mod for the faction you are facing to maximize your slash proc damage, and always try to go for headshots. For all builds shown, I'm always using this Wyrm Prime companion build for the added fire rate and final 1.2 critical damage multiplier from Reinforced and Tenacious Bond respectively. For the Nezha Disruption build, I used High Power Strength for the added damage vulnerability from his second ability and viral damage from Nourish. I used Brief Respite together with his fourth ability to shield gate. Going for Levelcap is completely possible, but keep in mind it's a very active build, so it could be relatively difficult. For the Nezha Nuke build, I would suggest building for as much range as possible without sacrificing survivability. On both builds, I'm using 2 yellow shards for casting speed, 1 for core velocity, and 2 emerald shards for armor stripping. Talking about armor stripping, you can always use your Nairu for the second ability, as this strips armor of any enemy in the game, except for the new Necromech Demolishers. This also means that you can adjust the 2 emerald shards to whatever you like. I personally use them for flexibility across mission types. If you want a more Levelcap viable build, I would recommend this Revenant Prime build, mostly focused on strength and some duration, with this one as the budget version. On Revenant, you can use whatever shards you fancy. For maximizing damage, you can bring a primary primer. I like using the Phantasma with primary accelerate, as this synergizes with Nourish for a good amount of energy regen. I then build it for cold and corrosive to slow down demolishers, but you can also build it for corrosive and heat instead. Thank you for tuning in. I hope I convinced you that the Epitaph is more than just a primer and is definitely a weapon you need to own. Any questions and suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And if you made it until here, please leave a like and subscribe for more gaming content. Bye.